Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Lisa Renee TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe today before you leave. And make sure to thumbs up the video if you do like what you see. I do appreciate that. Drop comments below and make sure to share on all your social media networks that you happen to be on. So, welcome back. Any new subscribers, hello and welcome. Welcome. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Finally, I'm back. I'm actually feeling a lot better from my cold. I'm still coughing up a little bit, but it's a lot better. So thank God, I'm much better, much better. So now I'm back. That's the reason for the hiatus there, because I've been feeling like, So yeah, I did drop a video last week about my book, so I hope you all saw that and went out and supported me and bought a copy of the book. So of course, it's still available on Amazon Kindle. So yeah, I ask that you please go out and get that. There is a small update about the paperback version of the book. I'm actually going to move it over probably to Create Space, possibly, or I might leave it on Amazon as well. So right now, I'm actually working with that, trying to figure out if I want to move it to Create Space, which kind of works along with Amazon as well, or leave it there. So, but it is still available on Amazon Kindle, so you can still get on Amazon Kindle or any e-reader device that you have. All right, so let's get right into today's video. So how to become more exciting to you. New goals for 2017. So do you find yourself overly wrapped up in other people's lives where you lose sight of yourself? So that's a very relevant question, right? A lot of us kind of have asked ourselves that question, or recently asked ourselves that question now, like, am I kind of too concerned with what other people are doing to the point where I can't focus on me? I just can't anymore. I have things I want to do and they haven't gotten done because I am too concerned with what this person's doing in my family, what this one of my friends is doing, what people I don't even like are doing, and it's getting really out of hand. And so this kind of reminds me of a video I did it was some time ago, about being Facebook famous, and it basically was just a video of me sort of ranting and venting about people. One of my pet peeves, people on Facebook who just kind of post up their highlight reels of the best moments in their lives. And some people, I think people go on there purposely. Some people, they post all these supposedly great moments in their lives to make other people jealous. I'm not saying that all people do on Facebook, no, all people don't do that, but I feel like sometimes some people do that. So yeah, they try to be Facebook famous, they try to stunt on Facebook. But anyway, so I have a couple of tips. I have three main tips I do want to share with you today on ways that you can become more exciting to you, and so you don't get so consumed with someone else's highlight reel, in their lives, and what they're doing, their blessings, their whatever, their good times. You don't get so consumed with that. So tip number one, or goal number one, go on a self-love journey. So this encompasses so many things and can differ based on each of us, based on our personalities and our own needs. So start by focusing simply on loving. Start simply focusing on loving and accepting you. So basically, I want to just talk a little bit about myself and how I started my body love journey. So as you know, in my other videos, I talked a lot about my self-esteem issues I had based on my body image issues. So my weight kind of fluctuates. It has fluctuated all throughout my life, so there's nothing new for me. Which I had to come to the realization of, my weight fluctuates. One minute I'm really small, the next minute I'll go up a little bit, and I'm curvy as well. And so I had this issue with my body image, and it started a few years ago where it started to kind of, I think I've always had a body image issue, maybe since I was a little girl, because my weight has always been an issue, and so it was weird because it started to kind of take over me. to a point where my self-esteem had gotten low, and it's like I couldn't cope. It was just, it was weird. Like, it always affected me. It made me extremely self-conscious. And so what I did was, it definitely went with my last relationship I was in, which was like back in 2013. So yeah, that really, my ex didn't make it easy for me. So what I did was I decided to basically kind of start my own little body love journey. So I just kind of got to a point where I said enough is enough, and I'm going to, just love me for how I am and who I am, and not really be so concerned with outward appearance. And that didn't come it doesn't come overnight. It comes over time. I'm really just getting to know Christ and getting to know how He sees you, knowing that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, you're beautiful the way you are already, and knowing that you're so much more than just physical exterior anyway. So when you learn that you're not overly concerned, I'm not saying that you just like say, well, I'm obese and my health is in trouble, so I'm going to stay this way. I'm not saying that either. I mean, He doesn't want you to stay in a place where your health is in danger. But what it does is it makes you love who you are and know that you already are worth love and you already are beautiful looking how you are. Whether you're 20 pounds overweight or 50 pounds overweight, whether you're on the smaller side of things, like, you're already fine the way you are. Curves, no curves, whatever, because He made you this way for a reason. So just knowing that everything has a purpose, that everything Christ makes has a purpose, everybody He makes has a purpose, knowing that it's so beautiful, and there's a beautiful orchestration that happens behind everything that Christ does, from the stars and the moon and the skies to, me. Being plus size, like, just knowing that, like, your Father did that for you, you stop, falling into these traps of believing everything somebody says about you, and you stop placing so much of your self-worth on what size you are, because your size fluctuates too much. So why is your self-worth fluctuating as much as your size? Your size, I could be a size 16 now, and 6 months from now I may blow up to 18. So that went up and down, but why is my self-esteem going riding up and down with the scale, and up and down with my pant size? Like, it shouldn't be that, ephemeral. The way I feel about myself should pretty much stay the same. It should be a constant. Not saying I won't have days where I'm like, I don't like my legs today. My thighs can maybe go down a little bit. You will have problem spots and stuff. You won't ever be perfect. It's not meant to be that way. But learn to love who you are so much that you realize who you are internally is always more important than you are externally. So you don't get obsessed with this anymore. And also, you attract love to you that way too. You attract real love to you from a man who, knows that as well. So yeah. So you won't end up in a crazy, unhealthy relationship where you have somebody who's railing on you all the time about, you're so fat, you're worthless. Why don't you lose 20 pounds? I will never love you until you're skinny. Like, what the hell? So excuse me, I got so passionate, but like, yeah, you won't have stuff like that going on, so yeah. So I basically started my own body self-love journey. So I want you guys to do the same if that's, an issue of yours as well. So, to say in 2017, I'm going to be different. I'm going to start loving me. I'm going to make this decision. It starts with a decision. Make the decision, and then, go on and just do that. No starving yourself, no anorexia, no bulimia, no craziness. Like, just start loving yourself. If you losing weight, lose weight for you. Make sure anybody on losing weight journey, lose it for you. Please don't lose it so you can keep a man. It won't keep him. So, because then after you do that, he'll ask you to do something else. You'll never be good enough for him. If you're not good enough for him, 50 pounds overweight, guess what? 50 pounds at the right size, you still won't be good enough for him. Because then he'll tell about, your nose is kind of big, so you need to get that fixed. Then maybe you get your butt a little bit bigger. Like, it's going to be a list of demands. You're never going to, because his issues are internal with him. It's not you. He's putting them off on you externally. Don't let him do that. Tip number 2, start seeking to find your purpose. Recognize that you are a brand. We all are, okay? But ask God to tell you what sort of brand that you are. And in order to benefit the kingdom the best. Usually once you know your purpose, the pieces of the puzzle start to fall into place. So the scriptural reference I have for that is Psalms 8:3-5. So when I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon, the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, the son of a man that you care for him? Yet you have made a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor. I love that. My one of my pastors at my church preached that sermon like it was some months back, but it was so good, it was so eloquent and lovely. But it's just that question like what is man that you are mindful of him? It's like it's basically sitting back in wonder of God and awe of God, and kind of thinking like you asking almost like God, like you're so big, you're so wonderful and lovely. Like how is it that you're a God that's so amazing? Like how is it that you are mindful, like you're thinking about me? Who am I in comparison to you and angels and all that? Like, everything you created, the stars, the moon, everything, and you think about me. The fact that you're thinking about me, I'm so important. So that's how important and significant you are. And it goes back to purposes where everything God creates has a purpose to it, including you. Yeah, including you. So you have a purpose as well. He gave you a purpose, and so knowing that purpose and finding that purpose out is very important for your life. In order for your life to function and have this order that it's supposed to have, and everything to be in alignment, and for you to be in alignment with Christ and the purpose and everything He set out for your life, the plans He had for your life, you got to find out that purpose and know that you are a brand, and He'll show you how to brand yourself properly. So, another scriptural reference I have, Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. So always remember that. You may have a lot of plans. I had a ton of plans, but lately I've been watching God's plan just prevail. Like I had so many plans of my own, and His purpose, everything just comes on out. I'm like, oh, okay. He always has the best laid plans, and I just go with it. Another scriptural reference I had referring to point number 1 about the self-love and body love journey. John 3:30. He must increase, but I must decrease. So the first step to a self-love journey is growing closer to your Creator, allowing Him full and total access into your world. Decrease yourself a little bit. So you kind of have to, in order to really fall in love with you kind of got to fall back a little bit. You got to fall back. Fall back a little bit and let God come on in. Let him come on in. Move over on the couch. Don't lay all over the couch. Move over, let him sit down next to you, and y'all just need to have a chat. You need to talk to him, and tell him what's going on, and you need to get to know who he is, because he's awesome, and he's so worth getting to know if you don't know him already. So get to know him, and that's the first step to you getting to know you and who he created you to be and loving you. That's how you fall in love with you. That's really the whole thing. How do I fall in love with me? How do I become excited about my life? That's how you become excited about your life, and you stop looking at everybody else's life. You stop comparing your portion to everybody else's, because you're like, wow, God has given me this, and I actually like it. Because beforehand you were like, I hate this, Lord. Why did you give me this? You were just like, you loathed it. You despised it. But He'll show you how to love what He's giving you, and He'll give you more. Just because of that. So, if you can be faithful over a few things, He'll make you rule over many. So remember that. So Isaiah 62:3. You shall be a crown of beauty in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of your God. So you're just a jewel. Yes, you are. I just think that just makes you feel like a princess. I just feel like a little princess. I'm like, ooh, a crown of beauty. That's how you sparkle in His eyes. You're just the apple of His eyes. You really are. We all are. Psalms 139:13-14. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. I love that. That's why I was just talking about being fearfully and wonderfully made. You are so beautiful. You're so wonderful. Like he formed you in your inward parts, and He knitted you together in your mother's womb. Like, this is all. I know I've mentioned this verse in a couple other videos, because I love it and it's so relevant. I want you all to just make that your bread and butter. Just eat it, drink it every day, because it's gonna become a part of you. You're like, wow. You start thinking like, am I ugly? Am I not good enough? Why am I so fat? Whatever. You can think like, He formed me. He knitted me together in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You think about that, you go back. He wants to remind you. The Holy Spirit will remind you in a minute. of the purpose. Like, there's a reason why you look the way you look. There's a reason why you are the way you are. So don't feel like, no, you're ugly and you're not good enough. No, that's not true. Don't fall into that enemy trap. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, there's a reason why. It's necessary for you to look the way you look, for you to be who you are. So go with it. Go with it. And finally, tip number 3. Take a break from social media sites and surfing. A lot of y'all, get your hand off the mouse. Stop trying to log into Facebook. I had to do that. I actually did a fast. I don't know if I told y'all this. I did a fast not too long ago. Because I told you I'm part of a lot of women's groups now online. I love it. And I did a fast. They had a fast going, so I fasted from social media, from Facebook. Lord, whew, let me tell you, I was in love with that. I mean, it made me feel so good. I was in love with that for real. Like, it really was what I needed. And God was trying to show me, like, you see how much you can get done when you stop looking at everybody else? And it just made me feel so much better. So maybe some of y'all need to fast from social media. I'm just saying. Ask God that's something he thinks you need to fast from. And he lets you know. You're feeling on the inside like, I need to back up Facebook. Let me stop scrolling, looking at, ooh, she getting married. She pregnant now. This heifer just got pregnant last year. Hold up. Wait a minute. Back up. Back up. I had to do the same thing, but it was so worth it. I got so much closer to him. I was able to hear him clearer. I was able to focus on what he had me do. I got so much done for my brand and, everything. It was just beautiful. So stay off. Sometimes you got to do that. It can be just, mentally, emotionally detrimental sometimes after a while. So I encourage you just to, pull back, stop gazing at everybody else, so, yeah. So Luke 12 and 2, 12 and 7, excuse me, Luke 12 and 7. Why? Even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, you are of more value than many sparrows. So that speaks back to how God feels about you. You're more important than these birds. I created the birds, and they're important too. They got purpose, but you got more. I numbered the hairs on your head, so you're awesome. And the numbers of your head, of hair on your head, are steadily growing. Because your hair grows. I know my hair's gotten longer, so it's like the numbers of your head are numbered and counting. So it's like you're just so awesome. Like you're awesome, man. Romans 12 and 3. For by the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned. So that speaks back to just being humble. All you Facebook people who be Facebook stunned, calm down. Just he's reminding you just not to be don't be arrogant, don't walk in an arrogant spirit, just to be sober-minded and, not to be haughty. You don't want to have the haughty, spirit. Don't think more of yourself than you ought to think. That's not saying I don't have high self-esteem. Of course I have high self-esteem, but not where you're like overly boasting on yourself, or it gets to a point where it's just like out of control. So yeah, because there are some people who I heard preachers preaching about this too not too long ago in the car, but they get blessings from God and they kind of use them to make other people feel bad, which is inappropriate. So not good at all. Don't do that if that's what you've been doing. So never do that. But it's okay to show off and be happy. It's just about that. In the right spirit, though. It's all about what's in here in your heart. And last 2 verses I want to leave you all with, just to marinate on for the week. Philippians 4 and 13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Simple verse, to the point. I love it. I love it. Just remember, I can do all things through him. Greater is he that's within me. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Song of Solomon 4 and 7. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. That's so pretty. I like that verse. I was like, it just knits it all together. It's my whole little sermon today. My whole little message today together. You're altogether beautiful, my love. There's no flaw in you. Don't feel like You flawless, you know. You flawless, you know. What did Beyonce say? You are flawless, like, you know, like, honey, you know, you were just beautiful. You're gorgeous inside and out, and God made you perfectly, you know, how He wanted to make you. So it was all planned according to His purpose. There was no mistakes on you. So don't walk around feeling like, you know, there's something wrong with me. I'm not supposed to be like this. Even the things about yourself that seem like flaws, the world says are flaws on you. That's wrong with you. You need to get that fixed. You know, like that is for a reason. You know, everything is for your good. Everything works out for your good. So just know that. Get close to Him. Talk to Him every day. Read your word. Stay in your word. You know, get started on your 2017 goals, y'all. And drop some of your goals below. Like, let me know what are some of your goals for 2017. You know, so yeah, my main goal to be better than this year, to be even better. This year was a great year for me, but just to be even better, you know, larger than life, just doing my thing, you know, staying happy, you know, staying blessed. So, you know, be encouraged, you guys, and just know that you are lovely, beautiful, you know, fearfully and wonderfully made. And you guys, yeah, keep pushing. But definitely, you know, I hope these 3 tips kind of helped you guys to at least kind of start thinking about some things. How do I become more exciting to me? You know, so yeah, those are just 3 things that help me. So I hope they help you as well. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching as usual. As always, thumbs up if you like it. Share, share, share. And you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Bye.